playing. BBD sitting at 1-1-1. Vanmeter sitting at 3-0, trying to pick up some more wins so he can shave.
Yeah, and we've seen BBD and Chris play decks in this space. You know, Jerry Thompson sort of put Bug back on the map with Ancestral Visions or without, and with Charlotte's Agent or without, and with Baleful Strix or without. I mean, he was playing that wheel of colors for quite a while, and it's definitely influenced the other Star City grinders.
Let's update you guys on the board state really quick. It doesn't exist. Chris Vanmeter's going to win that game. So we're going to go to a third and final one here between Vanmeter and Graves. You saw Vanmeter had a Jace that was ticking up, controlling Graves' draw step, along with a Vendilion Click providing the pressure. A few cards in hand, and Tommy Graves had no lands, no nothing, just a few cards in hand that he could not cast. So we're going to start with Vanmeter's deck, actually. We'll do a nice little overall analysis of this because, again, this is bug control. This is not Charlotte's Bug, a bug deck that people are used to. So what's going on here?
Well, he has Deathright, Snapcaster, and Vendilion Click as his creature base. No copies of True Nemesis in the main. Abrupt Decay, Brainstorm, Jace, Force of Will, a Life from Below, an Edict, a Preordained, a Counterspell, 4 Liliana, 2 Spellstare, 2 Thoughtseize. So a much leaner sort of aggro control deck with a lot of Planeswalkers.
As for the sideboard?
A Maelstrom Pulse, 2 Pernicious Deed, 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Swan Song, 2 Marsh Casualty, 2 Disfigure, 2 Thoughtseize, 2 True Nemesis.
Marsh Casualties. That is a Zendikar limited bomb.
He is ready for some True Nemesis.
He is ready for some true names. Now, that's interesting to me. Where we're playing a deck here that has access to Golgari Charm, obviously in the colors. But
well,
I think Marsh Casualty is going to only hit them.
Right. Most of the sweepers are symmetrical, whether it's Golgari Charm, whether it's Engineered Plague, and most decks that have True Nemesis are also matchups where you want your own. So you need to find something that hits only theirs and not your own, and Marsh Casualties fits the bill.
This is one of the many reasons that I love Legacy, is that when I get to see a card in someone's sideboard like that, and it's just like, what the? Oh, I remember that one. That one was good back in the day.
A lot of weirdos.
Yeah,
you get the throwback on occasion, which is really fun.
Yeah, people threw back with Zealous Persecution. Obviously, they can't play that because they're bug. They don't have access to white mana. I guess they could with Deathrite Shaman, but you know that's neither here nor there. But Marsh Casualties going deep, and you can't even you can kick it. Give -2/-2 everything to someone who would be playing goblins. I don't know who would be foolish enough to do that.
Kill a Charlotte's Agent too. Get that one.
Yeah, sure.
Get that one too. Whatever.
Yeah, pick that right off. So that's actually kind of sweet. I kind of like it. As far as Graves deck concerned, it's a pretty stock Ad Nauseam Tendrils deck list, honestly. You got your rituals, your cantrips, your discard, singleton Ad Nauseam, and a singleton Pass and Flames. Taking a look at the sideboard, it is not a Burning Wish variant. His sideboard has a Tormod's Crypt, Ad Nauseam, 3 copies of Dreaded Knight, 3 Carpet of Flowers, 3 Xantid Swarm, 3 Abrupt Decay, and a Chain of Vapor. So very, very reminiscent of the Adam Prozac style that we have seen in the past.
And it's not surprising to me to see Chris lose the first game and win the second game. It's very common for the bug control decks where it reminds me a lot of Esper Stoneblade, where you have some slots in your deck devoted to creature matchups, some to other control decks, some to combo. And in your post-board games, you're allowed to remove some of your inefficient or non-functional cards and bring in more Thoughtseizes, more counterspells, whatever is appropriate for the matchup. Game 1, he doesn't have a lot of disruption. He just has 4 Force of Wills and 2 Thoughtseizes, 2 Vendilion Clicks, not much in the way of pressure. So it's not surprising to me that Ad Nauseam was able to overwhelm him in the first game. But in Game 2, where he gets to remove some of his inefficient cards for more removal, I'm sure the matchup improves dramatically for him.
Yeah, I think what we oftentimes see, just against overpowered decks as well, is that, you know, or overpowered is the wrong term, but the combo decks in the format, they're going to win game 1 a high percentage of the time. And then, you know, a deck like Bug Control, which can adjust itself to board out its bad cards, board its good ones, will have a pretty healthy percentage in their favor to win the sideboarded games. And the game that we got into, Graves was getting decimated as he had no board and was getting Jace locked and being attacked by Vendilion Click. So
he had a Bayou in play.
That's powerful.
And not that many cards in hand.
Yeah, a really good card. It's expensive.
Bayou?
Yeah.
Chris has it too.
Oh, wow. These guy's rich?
Yeah, these guys rich.
Yeah, jeez. I don't know if I ever want Chris to win again. I want the beard for life.
I like Chris enough where I would hope that he wins again.
Well, I would like to see him win again.
You implied otherwise.
Imagine
actually just the previous sentence. I hope Chris never wins again. End quote. Cedric Phillips, R.E. : Chris Vanmeter, comma, formerly good friend of his. Period.
How long can it go?
I do not know. See Chris take a mulligan. Very curious. Chris is one of the few grinders, regulars, whatever you want to call it, that picks up the card, like looks at his top 3 after he mulligans, looks at his top 4.
Okay.
Happened all day yesterday too. It's most players that I know of his, the frequency with which he plays Magic and his skill level do not check after the fact.
I love it. I love the look.
Yeah. You never know.
I gotta know. It doesn't influence my decision, but I just gotta know. I want to look. If you could mulligan on Moto, but click to see what the next card.
You want to go rabbit holing?
Yeah, I want a rabbit hole. I think that would be a great function. Now, there are a lot of things that we have to work on MTGO before that function. But let's
like a tournament with more than 64 people not crashing.
That is something
that's probably a priority.
That is probably a priority at this point. But actually, if they would like to accelerate the rabbit hole function and then get to the 64-player tournaments, I think that's also fine.
Yeah.
What if you had to pay $1 for each card you wanted to rabbit hole?
I would probably be down a couple bucks.
I would be down a few hundred. I gotta know what they are. Put it in the old donate to charity. Do something. I want to know. Chris looking at a hand of double Wasteland. I think, I see double Wasteland. I see a Deathrite Shaman, a Brainstorm, a Swan Song, and I think that's the actual card Counterspell. There are no spells that he can cast.
These are the hands that cause dreams to die.
You are allowed to. Imagine if you could rabbit hole this
hand. Yeah. I'm intrigued, too.
This is the perfect scenario. $5 a card.
Yeah. Half of it goes to charity.
Ooh, oh my god, I love this.
All right. Well, Wasteland's going to be good here, And it does not
Wasteland's going to be great.
It does not appear that Thomas has another land, so that's going to be sweet.
Let's go gambling. He's going to keep a card on top. And he has a Lotus Petal. Okay, Swan Song. Kill that. Cross your fingers. Oh!
Bye.
Okay, Wasteland that too. Bees. Bees are here in the form of Xantid Swarm. Now that is a preordained. Kill that land. Draw. Brainstorm. Okay. Now Graves does have a Lotus Petal here in his hand. Oh yeah, now this is what I want to see.
There it is.
Snapcaster Mage, pass the turn back.
And now the enormity of the hand that Chris kept has been revealed.
Yes.
As he has now made a land drop.
Cabal Therapy, the card drawn here for Graves. Vanmeter's going to take a draw step. That is a Misty Rainforest.
Okay.
Yes. God Magic is awesome.
Okay. Got something to work with. I mean, Xantid Swarm, of course, shuts off a lot of Chris's disruption.
It does.
It does. We're by no means out of the woods.
Keeping the 2 Wasteland, I can't cast any of my spells, and it working out. As he's going to search up, we'll see what land he wants to search up, because he's obviously going to cast Deathrite Shaman this turn. I mean, he might not. He's going to search for a blue land. I believe he's going to cast Deathrite Shaman this turn.
I mean, he certainly can't sit back on it. He's got to advance his board to some extent. How mana hungry his hand is.
Yeah, there's your Deathrite. Okay, so by drawing a Misty Rainforest, he actually drew 2 lands.
Yeah.
You draw Graves, Cabal Ritual. Bzz. Is it time to move in here?
All right.
Carpet of Flowers. Okay, so that's going to give him mana every turn, so that's actually pretty big.
Slides back a Thoughtseize. Good draw. Much better than his counter spells now. Keep in mind, those are essentially shut off until that Xantid Swarm leaves play.
There's a Brainstorm. So now Vanmeter's going to get up and running here. The thing he needs to do is get that Xantid Swarm off the board. And it looks like he found Wasteland. That's Wasteland number 3, but he doesn't have another land. Now, how crazy are you?
Are you asking if I'm going to Wasteland myself to shut off Carpet of Flowers?
Yes.
I would at least Thoughtseize first.
Okay.
I'd at least scope out the action before I Stone Rain myself.
All right.
It's not unreasonable depending on the texture of Thomas's hand. It's not impossible that's the correct thing to do.
You've got to have some range.
But I would want to know.
Yeah, you've got to have some range if you're going to make that play. Here's a Wasteland. If he takes a Lotus Petal, oh my. This could be awesome. No, there is no Lotus Petal. Sorry. That's a Lion's Eye Diamond. There's a Tendrils, there's a Brainstorm, there's a Ponder, there's a Cabal Ritual, and a Cabal Therapy.
The problem with the suggested play, I think, is that Chris's clock is way too short. If we were talking, we have Thomas dead in 2 turns. Maybe we can talk about that play.
Okay.
But this is going to go on for a long time. Chris is only attacking for a point of damage a turn if he wastelands himself. And you're really banking on Thomas not drawing a land for a dozen or so turns. Which is asking a lot.
Sure.
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh
Whoa.
yeah. See, Chris wants to feel something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like that. He didn't even. I don't even feel like he thought. He's just I'm killing this. Go.
Okay.
I love it. Draw. Polluted Delta. Now it doesn't look so good. Now it doesn't look so good. I admit that. Tommy.
Chris,
big smile on his face.
Chris, I like your spunk. I gotta say. Thomas having a good laugh.
Yeah. Wasteland myself immediately. Nice carpet of flowers. Go.
The carpet of flowers was pretty good there. It was rain.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it was.
It was rain of salt plus possible rain of salts down the line.
That's true. That's true.
It's not even done rain of salting potentially. could be more.
All right, so let me take a look here. Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask myself, okay, can Tommy win if his tendrils is discarded? But the answer is a very resounding yes because Past in Flames is a magic card.
Mm-hmm.
I like his gusto, Vanmeter. His
That
hubris.
That was the play of someone seeing all of the angles.
Yeah. I will kill my own land. I do not mind.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't eat it.
Let's see what Tommy wants to search up here with this polluted delta. It's going to be an underground sea. That would be a good target for that wasteland.
Yeah, risking another wasteland off the top here. Are there any basics in Thomas's list?
One island, one swamp. Yeah, so he could have searched for something.
But he needs to cast He needs to cast cantrips and rituals, and he may be only on this one land for a very long time. So
looks like he's going to get the opportunity to probably cast Ponder this turn. I think that's where he'd want to lead out.
I like to ponder here.
He has Brainstorm too, so he's got some options. What to do if you're the Storm player? I think you want to manipulate. I mean, like, he also has Cabal Therapy in his hand. I think maybe he's weighing his options of, okay, do I want to cast this? Does this do anything? He's going to start with Brainstorm. So 1, 2, and 3. Infernal Tutor, Ponder, and a Fetch land. So a very, very good Brainstorm.
Pretty juicy here as he has the mana now to Cabal Ritual. Xanad Swarm still in play unchecked. And Chris Vanmeter pulls up a counterspell. I assume it will be, he can use Deathrite Shaman to ponder, or preordain rather this turn. Or he can just cast Thoughtseize.
Yeah. Kind of like Thoughtseizing. He's going to start with preordain. He'd probably try to find a land so then he can cast Thoughtseize.
Or a Wasteland perhaps.
Yeah, there's an Underground Sea.
Although this play is slightly incongruous with Carpet of Flowers and
things have changed.
Stone Raining ourselves last turn, since this whole play is predicated on him playing another land to Thoughtseize. But
yes. Some things have changed here. Thoughtseize is going to show you the hand of Misty Rainforest, Lion's Eye Diamond, Cabal Ritual, Ponder, and Infernal Tutor. I think Infernal Tutor is the easy selection here, hoping that the Ponder just kind of bricks off.
Yep. I mean, he's threatening to go off, potentially as soon as next turn. Yeah. So he's got to take some piece of the puzzle there.
Yeah, I think because he's gonna have enough cards in his graveyard. Yeah, if you don't take the tutor, if you take Ponder here, he plays the land. He attacks with a Swarm. You can't counter his spells. He gets mana from the Carpet of Flowers. Plays the land. Plays Ritual. Lion's Eye Diamond, Infernal Tutor can just kind of
he can just go right here. So
cast Ad Nauseum because he's at 19 and just go absolutely ballistic. So Infernal Tutor will be the selection here from Vanmeter. Ponder, the card drawn from Graves, Carpet of Flowers. Going to provide Graves with a blue mana. 2, 3. Xanted Swarm, Lion's Eye Diamond, and Cabal Therapy are the 3 cards that Graves is looking at. Going to consult his hand as well before finishing resolving this Ponder.
I assume this is a shuffle since none of these pieces are that attractive. I mean, we're really at Infernal Tutor or bust at this point, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe he can set up a Past in Flames if he finds exactly Past in Flames, but all the pieces of the puzzle that this Ponder is showing are pieces that he already has covered, unless he wants Cabal Therapy to protect him from something specific.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, where I don't think these pieces are all that All that appetizing.
Now, Thomas does have another ponder in his hand, so if there's one piece of the puzzle he really wants here, he can take that, ponder again, shuffle away the rest. But I feel like I would want as many looks as possible at Infernal Tutor at this point.
Yeah, I think the only one that I think of those 3 cards, I think the one that he would really want is the second Lion's Eye Diamond, and I'm not entirely sure how much he actually needs that second Lion's Eye Diamond. So.
But Thomas is really mulling this one over.
Now, yeah, Tommy Graves is someone who you might not be terribly familiar with, but does play a lot of Storm and has for a while. I know him from PTQing during college. He's from the Louisville area, friends with Andrew Shrout and the guys from around there, Bobby Graves and some other people. So
Thomas has moved the spell die over.
Uh-oh. That's not a very good feeling.
No.
The count is 1. Prepare yourself. Looks like he might be trying to figure out how he can go off this turn.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, his hand's just ponder and mana, and everything he's looking at is mana or a Cabal Therapy that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there's no Infernal Tutor.
Yeah, so I don't know what the route is of going off this turn based on the 3 cards he's looking at right now.
Yeah. Maybe he knows something we don't.
It is reasonable that is the case. Thomas really studying this one.
Yeah, and the other thing too here is, I don't think this is a situation where he's in much of a rush to go off. Again, you mentioned how with decks like Ad Nauseam Intentionals, it's about sensing the moment, about when it's time to go and when it's time to not. And we have the benefit of being able to look at both players' hands. We have Vanmeter's hand that we can take a look at here. But at the end of the day, there's Enchanted Swarm that's taking care of the counter spell, so you're not underneath any pressure seeing at 19 life. So I'm not entirely sure that there's any reason to really make a move here.
Yeah, I mean, especially, you have Xander Swarm starting off a lot of counters, and yeah, Thomas is going to send that one back.
So we'll see what the mystery card's going to be.
And that one felt like a fairly easy shuffle there, but Thomas was clearly mulling something over.
Yeah. I was assessing the entire situation, realizing that none of these cards are really going to help me in the short term or the long term. I need to find something better from this ponder. Also, I do have another ponder to cast, too, so a shuffle is not so bad. So we're going to see what the mystery card coming is before anything.
And so Thomas draws off his ponder.
It's a Cabal Ritual, so more mana, which was never the problem in the first place.
Yeah, definitely not the bottleneck right now.
There's an attack with Enchanted Swarm. So we make it so this ponder's going to resolve, but yeah, it's good to go anyway. So hit 1, 2, 3. Therapy, a Volcanic Island, and a mystery card.
I believe it's Duress.
Okay. So not any help, and he's going to shuffle this one away immediately because now after the first ponder, he's assessed exactly what he wants to search for. So we'll see what he's able to find on this one.
Now, Chris does have Snapcaster Mage in hand. So if he's able to draw a land here, he can Snapcaster Thoughtseize, start getting some pressure, and possibly take Thomas's last meaningful card.
Yep.
Although it's hard to bottleneck Thomas at this point because he can sort of go off, even if he loses the Lion's Eye Diamond, he can still go off through the Cabal Rituals.
Oops.
He just found Infernal Tutor, but
He's one turn away.
So Chris needs a land this turn.
Yes. Draw a card. That's a Spell Snare. That's not going to matter.
Spell Snare is also not shabby here.
Let's see what's in the grip. Trying to make out exactly what's going on.
Yep. Chris is just removing a spell at main phase, and I think Thomas is saying, I have you. Although I guess Chris could have played land.
Yeah, okay. I think that's what's happening here.
And
we'll get confirmation here from our table spotter exactly what's going on. It is a little bit strange.
Yeah.
So So bear with us at home as we do get this sorted out. We do apologize.
Chris
Chris is just drawing extra cards off his deck. Yeah.
appears to be rabbit holing, and that's game.
Yeah. We had to figure out who won.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure it's Graves.
I mean, he had lethal in his hand, and
Yeah.
Chris had nothing to do about it.
Yeah.
So. Oh.
Oh. Okay. So that's insane. Okay, so CVM immediately untapped, activated Deathrite Shaman to remove the tendrils in his graveyard,
Oh, and that's just it?
and that's just it.
He had no way to get out
Because
from
he
there?
doesn't have Burning Wish.